Hello there, everybody. It is Trey Griggs, and it is time for another episode of The Road to the Summit. Only 3 more episodes, and then we will be together in Indianapolis, coming up here really, really fast, April 28th through May 2nd in Indianapolis. It is not too late to sign up. BrokerCarrierSummit.com. Go ahead and get registered. Make sure you use coupon code BETA, B-E-T-A. Give me a little credit. You get 10% off when you use that coupon code to sign up for this year's summit in Indianapolis. And again, it is coming up really fast. We have a lot of new things this year. We've got a couple of confirmations recently. Very excited to have Ken Riddle back from the FMCSA. He's going to be talking a little bit about what's going on, especially with the new government, the new administration in place, and how that is going to impact the FMCSA and the industry as a whole. So that's going to be a lot of fun to have him with us as well. We got Nick Klingensmith, motivational speaker. This dude is a 4-time cancer survivor, and he raises money for cancer now, and he's a motivational speaker. He's going to be taking the stage at the summit as well. And a lot of other new things going on in this year's summit. We got the Women Logistics Happy Hour on Tuesday at 5:30 to really kick things off, because the opening reception follows that immediately with our traditional speed dating that's going to happen at that time, and so many other great things. And we'll talk about that throughout the rest of the show today. We also have 4 guests on the show today to talk about their companies, what they're going to be doing at the summit, what they're looking forward to as well. And so with that in mind, we might as well bring our first guest on to the show. And it's my good friend from Reeds Across America, Courtney George. Courtney in the house. What's up, my friend?
Hey, Trey. How's your week going?
Man, it's going well. I'm just so excited to have you on the show today to talk about this, because I had the chance to connect with Jeff Pierce from Reeds Across America at Matt's and joined the radio booth for a time there. I missed getting to see you there. So I'm so glad that you were on the show today and we have a chance to catch up before the summit and really talk about Reeds Across America and what you guys are doing and how we're partnering together. So let's hop right in. Give everybody just a little bit of a snippet into what Reeds Across America is. Give us your 30-second elevator pitch here.
Absolutely. So Reeds Across America is a nationwide nonprofit who has a goal of remembering the fallen, honoring those who served, and teaching the next generation about freedom. We are known for each December placing sponsored wreaths on the headstones of veterans nationwide. So last year we did all 50 states plus Guam, Puerto Rico, Guantanamo Bay, the U.S. Virgin Islands, placing 3.1 million wreaths. And that was all possible thanks to the amazing transportation industry. Now we're currently, projections are setting pace for about 3.3 million wreaths this year.
When did they start? Okay, so all these wreaths are made in Maine, which is really cool up there. When do they start making these things? I mean, it's a lot of wreaths.
They don't start making them until the end of October.
That is insane. That's a lot.
So there is a production. There are 2 shifts, and then they'll go to a 3rd shift. And they are producing, and the quality control that they have is just impeccable.
They're so good. I know.
We want them to look the same if they are in Maine or if they are in Washington State.
Yeah, it really is amazing. Do you guys have any have you documented this process of making the wreaths? That'd be such a cool thing to see.
We have, because the wreaths are made of 10 bouquets, and each bouquet we attribute to an attribute of a veteran. So as each one of those bouquets is placed on the wreath, it really has something, special about it. It really gets it out there. And that part I really love, is that each and every part has a meaning.
Yeah, I love that. I've had the chance to do it the last 2 years. I got to do it with our team back in 2023. Last year, I got to take Dr. Mark Manera down to Jefferson Barracks right here in St. Louis, where his grandpa was just entered there about a year ago, and he was able to lay a wreath on his grandpa's tombstone. Very cool moment. And just neat to see everybody out there. Everybody's so excited to do it, to say the names, to remember the names of the people that went before us. It's such a cool thing. And there's so many veterans in transportation, truck drivers and freight brokers and warehousing, and there's just a lot of veterans that are in the industry, which is why this partnership made so much sense for us, that we wanted to support Reeds Across America and partner with you guys and really bring more attention to what you guys are doing. So you're going to be taking the main stage to highlight a little bit about Reeds Across America. What are some things you're going to be talking about that the people can expect to hear?
Well, we're going to talk about, obviously, how you can participate, but also how you can support Reeds Across America. It's as easy as just getting out there, volunteering, and placing a wreath. How people can get involved, I think, is really important. If your local cemetery, and you mentioned it and hit the nail on the head, the trucking industry and the transportation industry has one of the highest, if you look at, from diversity perspective, 1 in 4 of our employees is a veteran. in the trucking industry. So it doesn't have to be a driver. It may be a freight broker. It may be, anyone throughout your corporate ladder. So we say all of that, and hey, there's a way for you to participate. There's a way. I also want some of the carriers that are there to maybe share some of their experiences. One of the big carriers that attends this conference will have participated for 10 years. So shout out to Leonard's Express. This is, you've done this for 10 years, and they are a testament to why they keep doing it. What it means to them as a company, what it means to their drivers, but what it truly means, because they get out there at Leonard's from the corporate aspect and go and participate. Yeah. And it's such a great thing. I mean, it's a way to bring everyone together, kind of making it a day of service. I loved it because the one thing when I worked for carriers is that nobody's in management that day. We're all just the same, working towards the same goal.
Yeah, that's right. And there's really 3 ways that people can participate. They can sponsor a wreath, donate some money, which is great. By the way, if you want to do that, go to wreathsacrossamerica.org/standing out. Partner with me. Sponsor a wreath through Standing Out, my other podcast. They can sponsor a wreath. They can donate a truck or a load. So a trucker, a trucking company can donate a truck to go and transport wreaths from Maine, get the driver experience, which is an amazing experience for the drivers. Do the driver experience, pick up a load and deliver it for you, and volunteer that. Or a broker can volunteer load. They can book a trucker and then get a tax receipt for that. And then the final way is to actually the second Saturday of December, go to a cemetery near you where Wreaths Across America is participating and lay a wreath on the tombstones of veterans, saying their name, placing the wreath there. And sometimes that's the only visit that tombstone gets for the year. And so it's really tremendous, those 3 ways people can participate.
It is. They say a person dies twice, once when they actually die, the second time when their name is said. And so that's why for us, growing each year is such an important thing, because we want to remember our veterans. We want to say their names. We want their stories to be shared. We have some amazing locations that are out there and take information on, where relatives maybe can't come because they live in Florida now instead of in Minnesota. And so they actually place information about the person for the great specific wreath, and somebody's learning not just about, I'm going to go place it here, but you're learning about the person. And I think that's really great. That shares our history. You know about someone in your community.
Yeah, and one of the neat things that I, have started to pay attention to when I go there is I start looking at their dates, when they were born and when they died. And, gosh, a lot of these guys were 25, 26, 21. Some of them live old age, 85, 90 years old, and, it happens. But a lot of them gave, the ultimate sacrifice early in life. And you don't want to forget that. You don't want to forget the sacrifice they made so that we can have all the freedoms that we have and not take them for granted, what that is. So also wanted to let you know, there's another way you can support Wreaths Across America. So if you don't make a direct donation to Wreaths Across America, you can simply purchase BCS merch. And 50% of the proceeds go to Wreaths Across America. The other 50% go to Truckers Against Trafficking or other organizations we work with. And so there's a lot of merch online. You can go to supplychainswag.com and search for the Broker Carrier Summit store. And it's all there. We got some new stuff there. We got a new shirt, the Princess of Freight. That's a cool shirt that we just created. We've got the BCS Army shirt now that we're going to be putting out there. So we got some new stuff up there that's really exciting. But anyways, 50% of merchandise sales proceeds go to Wreaths Across America. And we're actually going to have a merch table this year. We have a merchandise table / information stand at Indianapolis where people can buy merch right on the spot, or they can go on the website and purchase it, and it'll be at home whenever they get home. So really excited about that. Again, that's another way that people can support Wreaths Across America is through BCS merchandise purchases. Courtney, I'm so excited to have you back with us again. Love what you're doing for Wreaths Across America. One of these days, I am going to make it up to the driver experience. I cannot wait.
You're going to have to come. It's one of the coolest things.
Kyle, you are going to want that Princess of Freight shirt. Medium, please. Of course you want a medium. Yeah, let's just call it a small and let you run with it. It's going to be fun. But I'm excited to have you back with us. Love what you guys do there. I really appreciate you guys partnering with us and being a part of it. Really means a lot. To to all of us and what we're doing. So, Courtney, thanks for coming by the show today. Any final words? Anything else you want to say? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm so looking forward to seeing at the Broker Carrier Summit. Everyone is so energized. Everyone is excited. And that's what I love is like seeing the collaboration that happens, watching how engaged people are. I go to a lot of conferences, and so to be able to see that and just, how many more people you have signed up is amazing. So I will tell everyone, if you haven't signed up, sign up. Indy is a great conference city. I think we've all been to at least one conference or been to Indy for something, work related. I used to tell people 75% of the country's freight was within a day's reach of Indy for the most part. So come to Indy, come and join us, learn more about, the Broker Carrier Summit, learn more about the supply chain market, and, find your place. This is a great home for anybody to come to.
It's Indianapolis is a great city, especially to walk. It's a really easy city to walk. It's downtown. There's a lot of great little restaurants there, O'Shea's, and some of the different little bars and places that are there. But to your point, we are tracking ahead of our Fort Worth numbers, which is great. We anticipated that would be the case. But I will tell you, we need more carriers to come to this thing because it's for them. We had so many carriers come to the last couple of events and talk about how their business has become more stable and more profitable because of the brokers that they're working with from the summit who are doing the right things, treating them the right way, and giving them consistent lanes. And so it really is a benefit to them. And so we're excited to have more carriers come and join us. We're looking to get to 650, 700 people this time.
Wow.
Tremendous. But we are tracking on that path. As long as everything kind of continues the way it's going, we should be in good shape in that regard. Again, make sure you guys sign up at brokercarriersummit.com. It's not too late to do that. Come get to see Courtney and talk to her about Reese Across America and all the other things that are happening. And we got some new things, my friend. We've got late night karaoke this year. Wednesday night, 10 p.m. to midnight, late night karaoke. And we're just going to have fun with it and see what happens. But, a lot of people in this industry can sing. So we got to get them up on stage. There's going to be a speakeasy there where we'll be able to hold about 250 people at a time. So it's going to be a little party, a little mini concert action going on.
Mini concert.
That's
I feel it. Don't make me do the only one I ever do.
Ooh, you have to. Come on. A couple drinks, you'll be ready to go. You'll be ready.
Fine. I just do tequila. Right? There's only one word.
That's right. That is an easy one, and everybody seems to love it. So that would work just fine. Oh, and Kyle says you got to try the St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail. That's a must.
That is true. I was going to say their shrimp cocktail is a must. And it's for anybody that's flying in or out, there's a Harry and Izzy's in the airport, and it's the same shrimp cocktail. Go get it.
Yep, get that shrimp. Just get it loaded up with cocktail sauce there. It's just amazing. It's really, really good. All right, Courtney, we'll see you in just a couple weeks in Indianapolis. Thanks again for partnering with us, and we'll see you right back in the real soon, my friend.
Sounds good.
All right, everybody. That's Courtney George. She's amazing. If for nothing else, you should come to the summit just to talk to her and find out what Reese Across America is doing. We love partnering with him. And a reminder, you can support Reese Across America by purchasing BCS merch. Again, if you go to supplychainswag.com, simply search for the Broker Carrier Summit store and the sample stores, and then you can see all the merchandise that we have there and pick up what you want. You still have time to get it to your house before the summit. Bring it with you. Or, of course, you can wear it for the rest of the year. All right. It's time for our next guest onto the show. Very excited to have them a part of us this year. They're also doing a little bit of sponsoring as well. And so please welcome to the show my good friend Dalton Hartley from Highway and FST Logistics. What's up, my friend? How you doing?
Good, real good. How are you, Trey?
I'm doing
golf, getting excited about the Masters.
Yeah, we may have the Masters streaming in the background here. It's possible. I'm trying not to be distracted by it though, because it'd be real easy to just see a good shot and maybe want to check it out. I'm really trying hard here. But it's Masters week. I almost feel like it's like NCAA March Madness. You got to have the games going,
Oh, absolutely.
It's just kind of the way it works. All right, Dalton, give everybody a little bit of insight into who you are and talk a little bit about Highway and FST.
Yeah, so I'm Dalton Hartley. I'm the Director of Carrier Solutions here at Highway Transportation, which is a subsidiary of FST Logistics. We're a full-service company. We can do it all, right? We love the aspect of being able to provide a solution for any problem, and we really exceeded that. So it's been a really, really fun to be a part of a company that offers as many solutions as we do.
Are you guys asset-based brokerage or just straight brokerage?
We are asset-based brokerage, dry van reefer, specialize in drop trailer. Really, like I said, we could do it all.
And you're based out of Indianapolis, is that right? Or no?
No, we are based out of Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus,
We
Ohio.
have,
That's right. Okay.
Yep. We actually have. We just opened up our first warehouse in Fort Worth, so that's extremely exciting. Getting that kicked off. So we're actually in Columbus, Findlay, Ohio, Delphus, Ohio, in Fort Worth, Texas. So we've got a good footprint.
Beautiful. That's awesome. All right. Well, Dalton, first of all, tell everybody what you're looking forward to with the Broker Carrier Summit.
Man, outside of the post and pray and getting that kicked off, on Monday and getting everybody excited about the week, I think for me, I had the opportunity to join the BCS down in Fort Worth, and there it is.
There.
The networking, right? I think that's why everybody comes, is the ability to meet, new individuals. Doesn't have to necessarily be a broker or carrier or anything like that. It's just, I've heard it quite often in my career. Your network is your net worth, and this event is an amazing opportunity to continue to grow that network, because it pays off. The amount of success stories that have come from the Broker Carrier Summit is just amazing, and finding and meeting these new carriers, new brokers, new tech. It is truly tremendous.
Well,
very
you mentioned
excited.
it. So let's talk about the Post and Pray Classic. You guys are a premium golf ball sponsor, which thank you for that. Very excited about that.
Oh, absolutely.
Logo. Just saw the proof today or yesterday. Got your logo on the golf ball. Those are being produced right now. So every golfer will get a sleeve of golf balls with the Highway logo on it. So that's exciting as well. But this is I'll tell you, man, this is a fun event. It's a 2-person team event. It's not a 4-person scramble. This year it's in the afternoon, even better. Weather's going to be nicer. Buffet lunch, awards dinner at night, pitching contest, putting contest, raffle prizes, and the swag giveaways. Dalton, let me tell you something, man. I cannot wait for these swag giveaways. First of all, we got another round of these hats. These are a nice branded Bills hat with a beautiful logo. I'm going to take the glasses off there. We got the hats. Everybody's getting a personalized a personals pouch, so like when you want to put your watch or whatever into your bag, it doesn't just go into the bag. It actually goes in a little pouch. That's branded. We have divot tool, ball mark everybody gets, driver head cover everybody's getting. So that's going to be really cool. Every player gets a dozen premium golf balls from the event. And then, of course, our wonderful sponsors around the holes are giving away cool stuff as well. So it's going to be a blast, and we'll have a couple of champions as well. So if you're a golfer out there and you want to play in a real golf tournament, make sure you sign up for the Post and Pray Classic. It's going to happen on Monday, tee off at 1 o'clock. We do something fun, Dalton, at the beginning, and that is the first tee shenanigans. So we go to the first tee, all of us. We have a couple guys who willingly chug a beer. They shotgun a beer. They spin around a few times, and they have to try to hit a driver and see how far they can hit off the first tee. Just the way to kick off. Like the Masters has their honorary starters.
Yeah.
These are our honorary starters, are the people that will shotgun a beer and then try to hit a drive. And it's a lot of fun. We got a couple of
that sounds like it.
Ed Stockman crushed one last year. And so that was pretty exciting. So we'll see who volunteers this year. Dan Lindsay was the first one to do it. And that dude, first of all, he sucks at golf. Let's just throw that out there. So he shotguns a beer. He doesn't even shotgun it that well. He took like 2 sips. And then he took my driver and shoved it right in the ground. So we don't let Dan be a part of the shotgun ceremonial first tee shot anymore.
Yeah, use your own clubs.
That's exactly right. I need to have it. Well, everybody else used my club last year and did fine. But Dan decided it was a wedge, not a driver. So it's kind of how it went. What's up, Steven? Are you going to join us for the Post Pray Classic? Are you coming to the summit? He's with East Logistics.
Hey, I'll give you an IO. I see it, Steven. OHIO, baby. Yeah.
There you go, buddy. There you go. So good. Oh, Kyle, you want the swag back? All right, we'll see if we can get you one. We'll see. I may know a guy. I wish you could play in the tournament. You're doing the AV stuff, which is crazy. And he thinks he'd be in the top 3 of the shotgun and driver. I mean, you got to get out there. We got to get you out there to try it. So that's how it works. All right. So Dalton, what else are you looking forward to in regards to this summit? I mean, the networking really is tremendous. I feel like that's the most important part of it. Is there anything else that you're excited about?
Yeah, I mean, it boils down to, who we are as Highway and FST. We really lean into what we call our pillars of success. And those pillars are employees, community, partners, and customers. And, I think the summit is exactly, it aligns exactly with those. And that's why we felt the obligation to really get involved and make sure that we're aligned with the future, because the Broker Carrier Summit, I feel, is going to be the future of brokers and carriers, really tearing down this wall that's kind of existed for quite a while. And it's a relationship. This is a relationship game, and if we don't have those relationships in place, it doesn't work out, right? So I think being able to be a part of that, with it aligning with our company and who we are, is just tremendous, and it just creates a lot of energy and excitement from our end. This 18 days away, it's creeping up on us really quick. So
don't say that. I got a lot of work to do between now and then.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, and the opportunity to get there and just meet new people and build those relationships. It's phenomenal. But the learning and stuff. I think the involvement that I saw in Fort Worth is what really blew me away. I've been to quite a few conferences in my time, and it just kind of seems like people are kind of there and going about their business and just kind of floating around. That is not the energy and excitement that comes from the Broker Carrier Summit, and that's what I've preached the most. And kind of coming back and talking about it with my leadership here, it was amazing, sitting in, some of these little breakouts and seeing the panel do such a phenomenal job. But then you have the crowd that's involved and invested and asking great questions and having great dialogue. It truly is a conference that stands out above all others.
Dude, those conversations get wild, don't they? I mean, they're authentic.
That's it.
People complain about their experience on the road. Drivers will come and say, "I hate it when brokers do this." And we'll talk through it. And brokers will say, "Man, it pisses me off when drivers say a truck broke down. We know it didn't break down. Just be honest with us." And people are like, I wouldn't tell you that. And you start to see this like camaraderie come together. But the conversations are wild. It's one of my favorite parts about the event is these breakout sessions. We like to say, we've learned a lot in the 2 years we've been doing this. And we like to say that the Broker Carrier Summit is all about conversation, not presentation. There's a little bit of presentation going on, but for the most part, it's about the conversations. It's about getting everybody involved, not just these people on stage that are speaking at the crowd, but who are involved with the crowd. The questions are readily accepted and answered when we can, those types of things. So again, it's a unique event. It's a lot of fun. Oh, Steven Spires, boo! Come on, my friend,
get it together.
Maybe next year. Okay, all right. Maybe actually October. You can come in October. In October, we're going to be right down in Orlando. We were going to be in Charlotte. We had to push it back 1 year because they're doing renovations to the hotel. We want this hotel. This hotel's amazing. Can't wait for it. But we had to wait. So we had to move to Orlando for the fall. So, Steven, maybe you can make it in the fall. That'll be great. Hopefully we can get it there.
A little bit of sunshine for
a little bit, maybe. A little Disney, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe this will be the first one we family friendly. You can invite the kids. I don't know. We'll see. But Dalton, you're also part of the BCS Army, man. You're somebody that came to us early. And you're like, man, I want to help. How can I help? And we really appreciate that. It's amazing to see people like you who just want to volunteer time and say, how can I support this? How can I make it better? And honestly, this thing just doesn't happen without people like you. So we want to say thank you. Really appreciate your support
that
and what you guys do. You're going to have a special T-shirt to wear, my friend. We're making one for you. The BCS Army
appreciate it.
T-shirt. People come and ask you questions. But again, we just really appreciate your support in making this thing as successful as it's been and where it's going to go. So. Okay. All right, Steven. Now we're talking. Businessy guy, big Disney guy. Let's go. All right. We'll count you in for that. October 27th through 31, my friend. It's going to be great. Looking forward to that. Well, anyways, Dalton, we really appreciate, again, your support. Excited to have you, not only at the golf tournament, at the whole event. You're going to make a splash. You always do. And so this is going to be really exciting. But again, we appreciate you being there and Highway supporting what we're doing. It's interesting. Now we have two highways that are in the mix. We got Highway Transportation, HYWAY, which is way shorter and easier to remember. And then you have Highway, the fraud prevention company, technology company. So we'll have to clarify exactly who they are. But you're with Highway Transportation out of Columbus, Ohio. Man, we're excited to have you, dude. Appreciate you being on the show.
Appreciate it. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the invite.
All right, dude. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you in Indy in 18 days.
Yeah. See you then.
Yep. Oh my gosh, 18 days. That makes it real. This thing is so crazy. You feel like you got 3 months, then 2 months. Okay, we're good. And 6 weeks, and then before you know it, 18 days. We're going to be heading to Indy and getting this thing fired up. Post and Pray Classic, as we talked about, it's a 2-person team event. It kicks off the summit. It's Monday, starting at 1 o'clock at the Sagamore Club. It's going to be great in Noblesville, Indiana, just north of downtown. Phenomenal golf course, private country club. We have the club to ourselves the whole day. So we get to do a lot of fun stuff this time, things we have not done in the past. The old RV is going to be out there, so look for that. We'll have that in the parking lot, and we're just going to have a blast. We're going to have a lot of fun that day. Awards given out. And that is sponsored by HNF Logistics, which is a local Indiana-based asset-based brokerage, and by our friends over at Payhawk. So we have 2 title sponsors. We have 2 divisions. We got the Ringers and we got the Hackers division. We're going to have a lot of fun out there. It's going to be a good time. And if you can make it, make sure you sign up for that. You can sign up for it when you register for the summit at brokercarrysummit.com. Just add it on your registration. You can either sign up as a team if you've got a person from your company, 2 people from your company that want to play together, or someone from your company and a customer want to play together. You can put a team entry in, or you can sign up as a solo, and we will pair you up with someone else for the tournament. It's pretty competitive, lots of fun. We'll have some beverage carts out there, plenty of food, plenty of drinks, and we'll have a good time. So make sure you sign up for that as well. All right, it is now time to bring on the guy who literally makes us look good. You guys may not know this, but Dan and I have no idea what we're doing. We're just making all this stuff up. And when it comes to the programming and getting everything right, we've been so thankful to have not only people come up and say, wow, this is so organized, which is kind of a laugher for us because we're not organized people. But the real reason that it's been organized is because we work with an incredible AV team, 5 Tool Productions based out of Boston, Massachusetts, ran by some incredible people. One of those is a dear friend of mine who's also a member of the street crew with us on Friday for Word on the Street every Friday at noon Central. And he makes it all happen. So I figured, you know what? Let's give him a little love. Let's let people know who this guy is, or at least in this capacity. A lot of people already know him, but in this capacity. And let's talk a little bit about AV and what it takes to actually make this thing happen. So please welcome to the show my good friend, Kyle MacNaught. What's up, buddy?
Oh, thank you.
Hey, you're wearing clothes today. Let's go.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Right.
I thought so. Hey, I think I can help with this whole highway situation. I think
Please.
we do a 3-hole sudden death playoff. Loser becomes state road. That's the way to do it. I think we do like pothole. Maybe we workshop the name, but losers got to downgrade. They can't be a highway anymore.
We'll have to see if Dalton will go for that. But that'd be fun.
Dalton's in. I throw out OH.
Listen,
Dalton's in for sure.
I know Highway, the tech company, has big brand, a lot of marketing, a lot of people know who they are. But I think Dalton and the Highway team in Columbus, Ohio, from a golf perspective,
got to give it to them boys. Yeah, the tech guys, they might be data driven, they might be doing data golf, but you give me a couple boys just swinging, having fun. I
get a few drinks in them. I bet they got a little bar.
I'm willing to throw my thing with Dalton. Dalton, you throw me a couple of those Pro V1s with your logo on it, and I'm with you.
We're gonna call out Matt Furnish right now from Highway. So Matt actually won the Post and Pray Classic, the Hackers Division individual championship in Kansas City. So he's decent. We got to call him out. So I'm thinking they can't come to the one in Indy, unfortunately. They got too many obligations. But Orlando, I think we set this up 3-hole championship on the heels or maybe leading into the Post Pray Classic.
Loser changes.
Yeah,
loser
rebrand.
Changes name.
They got to rebrand.
It's a lot of money that they're gonna have to spend on the rebranding.
State Road Transportation does sound pretty dope, though. I'm not gonna lie. State Road doesn't not so great for a tech company.
Yeah, who knows? Listen, you're local, you're niche. It's that.
Yeah, it's true. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. All right, now we could banter like this all day and not talk about anything that actually matters. Let's talk about what you're doing with the Broker Carrier Summit from an AV perspective. And I'm actually, we haven't really talked about this much. I haven't put you on the spot before, but I'm going to do it. You're somebody who's really been an advocate for the Broker Carrier Summit. What is it that you love about this event?
I mean, I'm listening in, right? I'm chatting and all this stuff. It's what every guest before me has said, what everyone says. It is such a network communication connection kind of driven event. The presentations, while you give me a lot of instructions, you have walk-up music, you got outfit changes, you got all that stuff. Really, it's fun to see people come together and talk. I think one of the coolest things I hear it a ton kind of behind the scenes, but the fact that there is no expo floor, the fact that it forces salespeople to go talk, it forces everyone to kind of communicate. Trust me, I want to break down those breakout rooms tons of times, but there's people in there just chatting. I can't really pull all my gear out because the communication doesn't stop at the Broker Carrier. It's kind of fun just to see it all come together. And then the growth has been incredible. I mean, we put on a decent amount of 5 Tool, a decent amount of conferences. Most of the time they hit like a steady number. we've had fun times trying to come up with what the AV budget should be, because every year you're growing by leaps and bounds. But it's just a testament to what you and Dan are trying to do with this, and how many people are buying into what the broker carrier's kind of main goal is.
I think it's more testament, especially to what people really want deep down. They want these conversations. They want relationships. I mean, I actually think the less programming and planning we do, the better these things go. It's weird because it just creates organic conversation. And the one thing I hear from a lot of the, our vendor partners is they love the fact that we don't have booths, which at first I didn't think they would, but like you said, it forces them to become immersed into the conference, and they end up building relationships first and then sales second. And when you have trade show booths, it's transactional from the very beginning. Somebody comes into that exhibit hall floor and they come up to your booth. That's a transactional conversation from the get-go. I don't care how much small talk you do; it's transactional, right?
Yeah, you got to be real. You got to be authentic. You got to be able to talk. If you're showing up at this and you're not actually passionate about what you do, you ain't sitting in a booth and just hoping you have some splashy like things behind you. You have to be able to have this communication and really want to talk to people. That's kind of the cool aspect. Yeah. But then what Dalton said, the other cool thing you guys do, sorry to cut you off, is the recording and stuff. I mean, the education, the sessions, what actually is presented is fascinating stuff. And Dan in particular has a really good idea of like, hey, I want to be media. The conference is a part of what I want to do, but I want to capture this. I want to make sure that people can always go back and watch this. I'm going to give you connections at this. This is why you're going for the in-person, the one-to-one. But at the same time, conferences live past just the April and the October events. And that's one of the cool things that I love about Broker Carrier.
Yeah, and this is something new too this year, is we just found this out, that we can actually upload the presentations, the video content, the final edited version into the Cvent app that people can go back to later. We're going to put it on the members portal, the BCS Freight Network members portal. And so we're going to be able to repurpose a lot of this content. And again, a lot of it doesn't happen without you guys capturing it, editing it. Whenever you guys see the final version of something with not only the audio video, but also with the PowerPoints kind of splashed into it, that's Kyle and his team making that happen, so that it's much more enjoyable content to consume. And all of that's going to be available on the app. It's going to be available in the members network. And again, you guys put all it together. Now, I do have to say, you had to bring up the wardrobe changes. And bring that up. I feel like this is maybe an area of contention, because I do change clothes frequently when I'm, emceeing. And
I do see your nipples a lot. Yeah, I see your nipples more at the Broker Carrier than I do any other time of the year. So if we're just doing data right there, it's the amount of tray nipple I see at Broker Carrier is astounding. It's up there.
Well, secret, that's what I'm going for. Is just I want to get that out there just so you can, enjoy the show as much as you can. But, it is fun to work with you and to think through how we can make it more dynamic, how we can make the walk-ups better, how we can make the experience better for the attendees, how we can talk about lighting. What's the lighting going to feel like in that place? And this is a unique venue because we're at the historic downtown Indianapolis Union Station. And they've really kind of captured or maintained a lot of that original essence of the building, including a lot of windows in there. So from a lighting perspective, this one might be a challenge for you.
We got plans. Like you said, we did get to do a walkthrough. The walkthrough is key, just because it really lets me know where you load in, where everything comes in. That way I'm not schlepping 1,000 pounds or crazy amount of weight. I can't just grab Beefcake Bane and tell him grab these things we're walking, because he's too much of a celebrity at Broker Carrier. But yeah, like that pre-show is going to be key. It helps us really understand how do we combat this stuff. But at the same time, we don't want to take away from how awesome the facility is, where it is. It's such a cool location. It's an old train station, the bar to the side, the alcoves. We want to make sure we use it. But at the same time, like we said, the whole point of Broker Carrier is communication and connecting with people. So trying to give the opportunity to understand, see what's going on the main stage, but also can kind of be a little further off and have a conversation because you met someone while in line for the bathroom or getting breakfast. That's the type of idea we're putting into this, of how do we present or kind of create a conference that really the main goal is one-on-one connection.
Yeah, and it is going to be exciting to see the historic aspects of this venue. The wood, like the taxi stand that was there, to get a taxi back in the day, it's still there. And it's like the original wood. And the registration booth has this like original 1920s wood casing all around it. It's just really neat to see all of the windows. There's the stained glass windows inside. The whole facility is awesome. It's old. Just people know it's definitely old, but it's cool. It's
that speakeasy. Oh, dude, you're not even
Speakeasy off in
talking
the
about that
basement.
speakeasy. That
Dude,
thing is that's
that's
a little wild.
That's going to be amazing. The karaoke we're going to have down there, it holds about 250 people at the most. Probably there's a bar area down there. Be some finger foods. We're going to have a good time. Wednesday night, 10 to midnight. We're going to have a little bit of fun down there. I can't believe how many people in transportation love karaoke. I didn't realize this, but when we were in Vegas. I sent out a little text message to like 10 people. Said, hey, we're going to do karaoke next door at like 9:00. 42 people showed up. That bill went through the roof, but it was awesome. We had such a good time. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. That's going to be Wednesday from 10 p.m.
Thursday morning is going to be funny. It's going to be a fun time sitting in AV watching how many wounded soldiers just walking death.
Well, listen, you can't stay up too late, people. I mean, you can stay up as late as you want, but we also this is something new this year too. Is we have Iron Minds workouts in the morning. So our friends Nick Klingsmith, Michael Lombard are going to be leading that. With Chain has sponsored it. This is going to be at 6:30 on Wednesday and Thursday, and it's not going to be anything crazy. We're going to do a 5K walk run on Wednesday morning. So if you walk it, it takes you max 30 minutes. Not like that. You're done at 7, you can go shower, you can get out of breakfast by 8, and the sessions don't start till 9. On Thursday, we're going to do more of a stretching activity, and the whole point is just to promote people moving. Just move. Just start.
Oh, you need help, Trey? You and me, we could do a little stretch together. I got you. I'll make sure you get deep in them thighs. Get some good groin.
I'm sure you would. I think we're doing self-stretching. I mean,
we don't know that for sure. Don't know, audience. Yeah. We're not positive. You might need a partner for stretching. This during karaoke, that's a good time to audition for. Hey, I could be your partner for stretching. Look at these vocal tones I could hit. I did a split on stage to Lady Marmalade. Who knows what could happen?
These nipples, whatever you want to do, whatever you got to do to just make a partner for that. Anyways, we're gonna have a lot of fun. It's gonna be good. So there's a lot of things that are new this year. We're gonna try them out. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be great. But this is interesting. Just to let people know how much work it takes to put this together. We really started working on this thing back in January.
December. What are you talking about?
We had you come in December to Indianapolis. That's true. But then we really started kind of putting a lot of effort into, the placement of all the equipment and what's needed. Yeah, I think you gave us kind of your official proposal type thing in January of what we're going to need for that. And it's just a slow and steady process of getting everything in place. So when we get there, there's not too many surprises. How excited are you to have actually been to the facility before this thing starts?
I'm very excited. Although the one part is like, I may be playing a little more high risk than I normally would, just because I've been in the facility. So I'm like, oh, we can actually do this. Let's do this time versus where I'm like, theoretically, this could work. Right. We've done our calculations. We've measured all the stuff. We've consulted with consultants to make sure everything's going to run right. But at the same time, I'm just excited to see everyone again. It's always a fun event to kind of be there, all the energy, all the excitement. So those are more of what I'm excited for. I'll be very happy Thursday once it's all done.
Hopefully you have a little more of a smile on your face this time around. The last time we threw all the curveballs.
Yeah. I learned this time I need to make sure we need music, you need speakers in areas that I wasn't ready for last time. So we got those curveballs ready.
Like I said, we throw stuff together and you always make it work and we appreciate it. Dude, thanks for joining the show and look forward to seeing Indy here in, like Dalton said, 18 days, man. It's gonna be a
Can't wait to see your nips in 18 days, Trey. Love you, baby.
See you, man. Oh man, Kyle's one of a kind. I'll tell you, working with great people is just phenomenal. I kind of follow that Bradley Cooper mantra. He says, I just want to work with great people and I want to keep getting better. And I think that's a phenomenal statement. And we're very fortunate to work with great people like Kyle over 5 Tool Productions and his team. So if you see anybody with the audio, video, crew, shirts on, make sure you go up and say thank you, pat him on the back. But don't get too close to Kyle. He might start rubbing your legs. It's weird. I don't know. We'll see what he does, but we'll just have to find out about that. All right. Our final guest today on the road to this summit, first time attendee. And I can't believe it's taken this long for him to join us. But we're super excited to have him because this guy's a trucking guru. He's been around a long time. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. And he's currently over at Rose Rocket, the TMS, helping a lot of carriers and brokers out with that. Please welcome to the show my good friend, Kyle Humphreys in the house. Kyle, what's up, dog?
Hey, Trey, how are you?
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Listen, I'm so excited that you are coming to this show. We've known each other for a long time. We've had late night conversations and other conference calls with people and just talking about a lot of things in life and business. And man, I'm just excited you're coming, dude. Looking forward to it. What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to coming for sure. This is my first time. Rose Rocket has been there, to the BC.
Yes.
BCS.
Fort Worth, maybe Kansas City.
Yeah, but I wasn't able to attend, so I'm super excited for that. What am I most excited? I think like just hearing, Dalton brought it up too, is just the idea of the networking piece of it and really getting to meet all of these people that are in the industry and stuff, that have those insights and really have that experience, the knowledge, the stories as well. It's really refreshing and great to talk with these people that are so passionate about this industry, trying to make it better, safer, and really just getting to meet all of these people and really just bounce ideas, talk to people, put a face to the name is always a really great thing. But yeah, just seeing the collaboration. And, I think that one thing that people have always kind of said about it in trucking is it's a personal thing, right? It's about relationships and all of that type of stuff, which most of the time when we're interacting day to day in our actual work, you're just, like you said, doing transactions. In this scenario, this allows you to be more informal, just be relaxed and have great conversations. So that, I think, is what I'm most excited for.
We're excited to have you join us, and you guys are going to be doing a learning lab. And before we talk about that, give us the 30-second elevator pitch of Rose Rocket.
Yeah, so Rose Rocket is a TMS system powered by AI. So we have native AI within the product, helping any brokers, carriers. We do have shippers as well. It's really about having a beautiful tech stack. So one of the things that Rose Rocket does, we really want to be able to connect and work with other systems as easy as possible. So we've launched some really great things to be able to help other software companies be able to integrate easy to Rose Rocket as well. And really just trying to make sure that we're, giving the customers everything that they need to operate their business as efficient as possible, but also not disrupting their current workflow today by adding in some additional, more modern tactics than maybe in the past that they've done.
Yeah. And kudos to your marketing team for snagging the URL tms.ai. That was clever. That was clever. Well done, my friend. That was awesome.
Definitely.
Right,
our leadership team saw that and got that quite some time ago. So yeah, kudos to them for being able to see those types of things so far in advance.
Yeah. I do own the URL TreyGriggs.com. I wonder if I should go try to buy TreyGriggs.ai. I don't think that would work though. There's not. I mean, there's probably more artificial intelligence than real intelligence with me. So maybe it would work. But I don't know. I'm not sure how that would play itself out. All right, so let's talk about your learning lab, my friend. You guys are going to be giving a learning lab on Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern time in one of the lovely rooms inside of the downtown Union Station, historic downtown building. Talk a little bit about your learning lab and what you're going to be doing at that point.
Yeah, so that's probably actually what I'm actually most excited for myself, being able to experience that. In the learning lab, what we really want to do is have a conversation and really get that room all working together. So freight fraud is obviously the hottest topic around the trucking industry. And in that, we want to kind of talk about those types of things and how, like us as Rose Rocket, we provide some solutions to this, but then also just understanding other people's tactics. And, that's the piece where there is no silver bullet, right? There isn't one thing that's going to fix freight fraud, cargo theft. This is an entire industry of people, software, everything, all collaborating to try and make this better. So I don't care what anybody says. There's not one thing that's going to fix this. This is everybody and everything trying to complement each other and get better and really try to, make the industry safer, better, easier to work in, right? So in the learning lab, again, to your point earlier, is we don't want to just be on a stage just talking to people and telling them all of these different facts and all of that. We want to make this, interactive and having people collaborate and really getting everybody involved in that. So the learning lab, I think, is going to be a really great experience. What are you most excited for?
Well, before I tell you what I'm most excited for, thanks for turning the tables and asking me a question. These learning labs have become some of the most popular things at the summit. They're workshop oriented, their chance to communicate. And, I think you hit it right on the nail on the head. Man, fraud is something that's going to take the whole industry to work together to help to fight, suppress, and probably never eliminate, but reduce as much as possible. And the truth is that the government doesn't have the ability or the incentive to do it. It's going to take tech companies working together. It's going to take brokers and carriers working together, and shippers, customers working together on this to figure out how together we can stem the tide of what has really become an epidemic in our industry. So I'm excited to see us do in that lab, just almost starting off the conference talking about that, because we will have a whole educational track on fraud and compliance and some of those kind of things, some of those issues. And so it's going to be something we're going to talk about a lot at the summit. You guys are going to be able to kick that off with the learning lab. Man, what am I looking forward to the most? I mean, I feel like I'm getting to hang out with my best friends in the industry. So that's always just exciting to see everybody, to see the momentum that this has. That really is because of the attendees. I mean, I'd like to say that the reason that the Broker Carrier Summit is successful is because there are brokers and carriers that want to do the right thing, and they're willing to come to this event and meet each other and talk and have these difficult conversations and find lanes where they can work together and really care for one another, and understand each other's position. One of the things that we're doing this time that is completely new is we are offering DOT level 1 inspections that brokers can come and observe. And the reason is brokers have never seen, most of them have never even seen an inspection. They don't even know what goes into an inspection. And right now, they're using inspections as one of the main qualifiers for if a carrier can work with them. And what we want to show them is, hey, just because you have an inspection, one, doesn't mean that that's a good thing. Usually it means you got pulled over, you did something wrong. You can't even call your state patrol. In most states, you can't call the state patrol and ask for an inspection. So a carrier who's been running for 12 months can't even get an inspection if they're doing all the right things. The only way they get an inspection is if they get pulled over for doing something wrong. So it's a fraudulent mechanism to approve carriers. And we want brokers to better understand this. So we said, hey, you know what? Let's offer DOT inspections just so they can come and see it and come and watch it. So we have the Indiana State Patrol, who's going to be giving level 1 inspections 5 times during all the breakout sessions. And brokers can sign up and go to those. We have a shuttle that takes them 2 miles over to R2X's facility. They're a broker in Indianapolis that offer their parking lot. So we're going to take them 2 miles over, see the inspection. It's going to take an hour, bring them right back. They won't miss anything outside of that one session. And so we're trying to do some new things to open everybody's eyes. A carrier has no idea what it's like to be a freight broker and what it takes. A freight broker often has no idea what it's like to be a carrier and what that takes. And we're trying to put each other in each other's shoes as much as possible and make that work. And we're really excited about that. Yeah, Dalton, that's something new, man. It's cool. We've heard from people like you and from others that this is important. We're gonna do it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I love that. That's such a great idea. Because so I know you kind of have an idea of my background, but just for people that may not, I was born into the trucking industry. I worked for my entire life in trucking, drove truck for several years, and then became a junior load broker and worked my way up into being a logistics manager. That was before transitioning into freight tech. And that's one of the things that I'm very passionate about is driver quality of life. And from the broker side, to your point with this inspection, it's like they don't really get to see the other side of the coin for being a carrier, being a truck driver. What is it that they're doing in the first thing in the morning before they get their day started? What does that look like? What happens when they're supposed to deliver at 8 a.m. in the morning and they get up to do their inspection? There's something wrong. There's all of these different considerations that kind of go into things. So with me, with being a driver for many years, having family that are still truck drivers and lots of friends that are truck drivers, I think that there is a really big opportunity to help make the quality of life for drivers or just their experience working with your brokerage better by educating both sides of the team here of the brokers and the carriers and really getting a much better understanding about like, what is it that you're doing that I could potentially do to help this relationship get better? And by getting better and having the drivers wanting to do the loads for you as a broker, that is going to help mitigate freight fraud, stuff like that. Repeat carriers, having them want to line up and work for you is a really important thing. So there's some things that you can do to really help make sure that the driver's experience is as best as possible while doing work for you, which the trickle down effect will benefit you. But it also is just like just a thing that people really have to start to think about is just like the driver. I know we talk about saying the drivers are the backbone, the drivers are this, that, but like talk is fine, but action is the most important thing. You need to prove that the drivers are actually the most important thing here when you're trying to, make these loads as easy as possible for the drivers. But to your other point, though, is just like making sure that everybody understands what the other person's doing.
That's right. Just putting yourself in someone else's shoes is so critical. Yeah, so we're excited about that. That's something that's new. I also just love, like one of my favorite things is luncheon lanes, which you haven't experienced before. So what we decided was let's break up the lunchroom by mode. So we got the van room, we got the flatbed room,
nice.
the reefer room, and we got the other room. And let's say, hey, if you're a flatbed carrier, go in the flatbed room because you're going to meet brokers who have flatbed freight. And again, we're all about trying to make these intentional connections because again, if you're a flatbed carrier and you meet a reefer, a broker that has a lot of reefer freight, that doesn't help you out. That might be a fun lunch, but it doesn't help you out. And we made this lunch 90 minutes long because we didn't want people to rush. A lot of times these conferences, sometimes you have to rush, you got to eat and then get on to the next thing. Man, if you want to, meet as many people as you can, or if you got to go check email, make sure everything's running good back in the home office, whatever. Like we just want to give people time to do that. And I love these conversations because they're organic and people get to really meet other people. They get to talk about how they started their business. They get to talk about their families, what they care about, and find some common ground. And I'm telling you, we have had several instances, the last 2 summits in particular, where a carrier has come up to us and said, I can't believe this. I met so-and-so at lunch. We had a great conversation. He just tendered 3 loads to my dispatcher.
That's awesome. That's
we have heard that so many times. And that's what it's all about,
Yeah, like that's the perfect scenario of how things should play out, right? Like that.
Yeah.
That's amazing to hear.
And speaking of which, Kyle, we have 2 new things that we're doing this year, pre-conference that we're trying to do. And one is this. We sent out a survey to all the registered brokers and said, hey, if you have freight, if you typically or always have freight going to Indianapolis or out of Indianapolis, would you put it on this spreadsheet? And it's just, and on there, it's like, I might have it. I'm pretty sure I'll have it. I know I'll have it. Like it's, the confidence level. And here are the details of it. And here's who you need to call. And we're going to give access to that sheet to carriers who are going to the summit because we want to, make it easy for these carriers to be profitable. We know that carriers have to take their truck off the road for 3 days and that costs them money. So how can we help them make money by coming to the summit? And that is, we're going to try to put together as many available or possible loads just specifically for Indianapolis that can get them to and from the conference as much as possible. And so I'm hoping all the freight brokers will fill that out if they have freight. And I'm hoping that the carriers will take them up on it because you can get a BCS broker certified load that's going to be available. And it's a great chance to get to know each other and do business together, getting to the summit. And so, and leaving the summit. So we're going to try
That's a great idea because like then you're also minimizing deadhead miles, stuff like that. And, maybe one day even have the reverse of that where the trucking companies can post where they are going to be, originating, trying to get to Indianapolis too. Yeah. That's
also a good idea. We may have to flip that around. So it's kind of, we don't want to be a load board. We never want to.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
but we want to make it as easy as possible. Yeah, we just want to make it possible. We'll facilitate this. And we'll try to do the same thing in Orlando just to make it easier because we know, man, it costs a lot for a carrier to take the truck off the road. We get it. We want to make it as easy as possible. So that's one of the first things we're doing pre-conference to help out. The other thing that we're doing, and we've never done this before, but we're going to try it. So last in Fort Worth, we did speed dating at the opening reception. And it was only for brokers and carriers. Our sponsors did not participate. They could still be a part of the opening network reception, but we had like the van speed dating moment and flatbed and reefer carriers were talking to sponsors. And then we had the reefer and then we had the flatbed. And so we did speed dating, which was great. People got to know each other, meet as many people as possible from the very beginning, which was great. But our sponsors were like, hey, can we get in on this? And at first I was like, yeah, we'll figure that out. And then I kept thinking, no, that's probably not going to work because they're going to want to spend more time talking, asking questions, maybe doing a demo. Like that's not what this is for. So we said, let's give them a space to do that. So here's what we have. So we came up with this idea that the week before the event, so Wednesday, April 23rd, we're having an all-day sponsored demo day. And it goes from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. It's a live webinar for anybody registered for the summit. They are automatically registered for this webinar. They can come and watch it live, or they can get the content on demand. But it's 25-minute segments. So there's 25-minute segments. And we're giving each sponsor the chance to fill one of those segments. So Rose Rocket can come in on the 23rd and they could do a quick demo. They can talk about the problem that they solve or how their company got started and what kind of customers that they love to work with. And people who are watching live could actually ask questions while we're on that. And this is content that will be made available to everybody prior to the conference. So people could watch these demos and say, oh, I need to talk to Kyle over Rose Rocket. That sounds interesting. So we're trying to give all of our sponsors a way to become known before the event actually begins by giving them 25 minutes to actually demo the product or talk about the problem or talk through what it is. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. Giving people the opportunity to opt in or out of that experience, right? Like if it's something that they do want to go talk to them, then they can. Yeah, that's
they're registered for the webinar if they want to watch it or see it on demand. They don't have to show up. They don't participate, but it's available.
Yeah.
So they can watch it on demand. They can have it anytime they want. And again, we'll just see if it works. But we're trying to continually just find ways to make the networking even more powerful and more effective. So that's a new one that we're doing as well. So we'll see what happens with that.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's all good. All right, dude. Well, thanks for asking what I am looking forward to. That's the first person who's asked me what I'm looking forward to. So I appreciate it. Turning the tables on me here a little bit, but really appreciate it. And Kyle, I'm looking forward to having you and Rose Rocket there, being a part of what we're doing there with the Learning Lab and the rest of the event. So really looking forward to seeing you and giving you a hug, my friend.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to catching up with you and the team and getting to meet everybody. So I know we are super pumped to be in attendance. So.
As Dalton says, 18 days. Whew, we're getting close. All right, buddy. We'll see you over there. Take care.
Okay. Bye. Thanks.
All right, everybody. Well, that's it for today's show of Road to the Summit. Some great guests there. We're going to have more guests next week, along with guest host Adam Lingfield, one of the board members of the BCS, is going to be guest hosting along with Kevin Hill. And they're going to be, they'll have 4 more guests on next week as we continue to talk about the Road to the Summit that's coming up real quickly. We hope that you make it there. If you haven't registered yet, it's not too late. Go ahead and head on over to brokercarriersummit.com and use the coupon code BETA, B-E-T-A, to get 10% off your registration. You can also register for the golf tournament at that time. It's going to take place on Monday morning. And also be sure to note which sessions you think you want to go to, because that's going to help us with attendance numbers for each of those and make sure that we are prepared and ready to go on that. And until that time, thanks so much for watching the show. Appreciate our friends over at TIE Software for sponsoring the podcast, not only ours, but also the Freight Break Live. And if you haven't tuned in to the Freight Break Live, that happens every Tuesday at noon Central Time, 1 Eastern Time, with Dan Lindsay. He brings on a guest in the industry to talk about things that are involved with the industry. So make sure you catch that as well. It's also sponsored by TIE. TIE is going to be sponsoring the podcasting booth at the Road to the Summit as well. So if you have a podcast and you want a podcast from there, be sure to reach out to either Kevin Hill or Charles Gracie to get a slot in the podcasting booth. And again, we appreciate our friends over at TIE Software for helping sponsor that and making that possible and making the show possible as well. With that being said, until next time, my friends, we will see you at the Summit 18 days. Until we meet again, we'll see you guys real soon.